All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rechakwadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well and preach the truth and sincerity. Shalom to the hopefully elect. And today's lesson is going to be entitled Prophecy Watch. And today's date is February 6th, 2020. The hopeful year that all these prophecies come to pass as deemed by our beloved Elder Apostle Har. And I have a few articles that I would like to go into and filter through the scriptures. First, we have a bird flu continues spreading beyond birds. Scientists worry it signals a growing threat to humans. And then you have, and that was this is then another one. Another one. The headline reads: Developing 50 million under dangerous winter weather warnings. Texas braces for days of ice, power outages, and travel chaos. Now, this is um, uploaded January 31st of 2023. And then last but not least, we have a article concerning Russia, all right, which is titled Prophecy Watch. Russia still working on historic meeting with Turkey, Iran, and Syria. So, hey, everything is lining up according to the scriptures because with this bird flu, the Lord spoke upon pestilences that will come to pass in these final days. All right. And winter storm, the Lord said he will visit by way of tempest and other natural disasters. And then the scriptures, man, speak upon Russia, being the head or leading the charge against America. All right. But without further ado, this is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, and verse 6. These are words in the red letters. See, these are the words of our Lord Yahweh Shai. It says, And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. Right? It says, Ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. And ultimately, you still got a thing going on between Russia and Ukraine, man. All right. Now, when that first popped off, man, everybody was talking about it. All right. But as time went on and on and on, all right, people fell back to sleep, man. So, before I go any further, this is I want to grab the book of First Thessalonians, uh, 5, and and start at the top. It says, "But of the times and the seasons, brethren, ye had no need that I write unto you." Now, why was Apostle Paul saying this? Because ultimately the signs are clear, man. All right, especially in these times we're in right now. All right, we don't need anybody to write unto us. Hey, because what Yahweh Bashim Shai made the signs perfectly clear. All right, that we are to watch out for. The rumors of wars, famines, pestilences, earthquakes in diverse places. All right, so ultimately, everything that's going on around in the world, man. All right, we know what time we're in. All right, in verse 2, it says, For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. All right, it says, The day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night, meaning when people least expect it, because ultimately, the majority of the world, they're not watching out for the prophecies. All right, they're not watching out for the signs of the times, man. All right. Ultimately, that hasn't been revealed unto them, man. Because ultimately, this is something that has been only revealed unto the elect. All right. So ultimately, while the rest of the world is out, partying, bullshitting, all right, going clubbing, this, that, and the other, man. All right. The elect, the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel is watching, all right, according to the signs which have been given unto us, man. All right. Says, verse 3 says, For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. Right? It says, For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child. Because ultimately, hey, when a woman is pregnant, man, she doesn't know exactly when her water is going to break or the exact day she's going to give birth, man. All right. And when that baby starts to come out, man, all right, there's no pushing that baby back in, man. All right, that baby is going to come forth. Likewise, with these prophecies that Yahweh Bashim Yashai is going to push forth, man. All right, there's nothing that's going to be able to stop the prophecies, man. That's why the latter says, and they shall not escape. So ultimately, hey, you know, a lot of individuals are going to get caught up in the judgments that Yahweh Bashim Yashai is bringing in these last days. All right, because ain't no stopping the prophecies of Yahweh Bashim Yashai. All right, and to back that up, and we'll get back to Matthew 24. This is the book of Isaiah 55 verse 11. It says, so shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it. Now let's get that word void. All right, empty, an empty condition, empty, in vain, without effect. All right, so ultimately the word, a at the end of the day, man, the word of the Lord is going to take effect, man. How? All right, with these prophecies coming to pass. So ultimately, everything the Lord has spoken, man, all right, will indeed come to pass. The scripture saying Habakkuk, all right, getting ahead of myself. Like it says in the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, it says, though it tarry, wait for it, it will not tarry, it will surely come. Because what? We're not on the same time frame as Yahweh Bashim Yashai. All right, the Lord is on a different time frame than us. All right, 1,000 years, all right, is as one day to the Lord, man. All right. So actually it was one more verse in that First Thessalonians that I wanted to get. Um verse 4. You know what? Uh let's see. I'll go down to verse 7. It says First Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 4. It says, but ye brethren are not in darkness, that day shall overtake you as a thief. And darkness is synonymous with ignorance, man. All right, being ignorant of what's going on around you. Because when you go to the book of Isaiah, chapter 60, it speaks about what, man? All right, gross darkness. All right, meaning ignorance, because people don't know what's going on. All right, except for the hopefully elected nation of Israel. All right, the hopefully elected nation of Israel are the only ones alert to their surroundings, man, to what's going on around the world. Where once again, all right, the rest of the world is worried about partying, bullshitting, going to the club, smoking weed, all these various different things that fulfill the lust of the flesh. All right, which is why they're going to get caught as a thief in the night. All right, verse 5. It says, ye are all the children of light and the children of the day. We are not of the night nor of darkness. Right, man. Which means, hey, the light is representative of this wisdom, man. This wisdom allows us to understand it. This truth, man. All right. As the hopefully let, all right, Yahweh Bashim Yahshai has brought us into his marvelous light, all right, so that we can be aware of the things that are going on around us, man. The things that are going on in the world that line up with prophecy, man. All right. It says, we are not of the night nor of darkness. Pretty much, we're not of this world, man. All right. We're not of this world. We're paying attention to the things that are going on around us, lining it up with the scriptures. All right. Taking heed to prophecy. Verse 6 says, therefore, let us not sleep as do others, but let us watch and be sober. Right? It says, therefore, let us not sleep, because ultimately, when you're asleep, man, are you not aware of what's going on around you, man? Are you unconscious? Are you oblivious, man? All right, so Apostle Paul is saying, therefore, let us not sleep. Let's not be oblivious as to what's going on around us. Let's get that word oblivious real quick in the common dictionary. It says not aware of or not concerned about what is happening around one. All right, because what the world is concerned with fulfilling the lust of the flesh, man. All right. Um, it says, but let us watch and be sober, right? Being sober. To be sober is to be the opposite of drunk. So ultimately, we're not supposed to be drunken off the ways of the world. All right, off these different philosophies, doctrines, and religions, man. And we're supposed to be sober, man. All right, meaning taking heed to this truth, man, and watching out for the prophecies. In verse 7, it says, "For they that sleep, sleep in the night, and they that be drunken are drunken in the night." So a lot of the world, majority of the world is just straight up in the dark, man. All right, they don't see what's going on. They're not paying attention. All right, to the things that's going on in the world. All right, because what they're trying to fulfill or they're trying to please their flesh, man. All right, jumping back to Matthew chapter 24 and verse 6 again. It says, "And ye shall hear wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet." Let's go into those wars and rumors of wars again. What? All right, Russia. All right, still working on historic meeting with Turkey, Iran, and Syria. Because when we go into the article, um, as we get into it, Lord's will later in this lesson, says Turkey and Russia have been working on energy talks, and Turkey has acquired the S-400 from Russia, and ultimately the S-400 is going to a missile. All right, but hey, Russia has a huge part to play in prophecy, man. All right, especially when it comes to World War III. Um, but it says, "See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet." Right? We're not supposed to be troubled when we see these things come to pass because these are necessary events, right? That must come to pass before the kingdom of heaven is established on earth, man. All right. Excuse me. Verse 7 says that for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places, man. And recently, man, there was an earthquake in Turkey that killed about almost almost 2,000 people. You know, real quick, Salakia, because this was spoken of in a group earlier. Um, Give me 1 second, bear with me, Salakia. Because at the end of the day, man, this isn't the first um um this isn't the first earthquake that Turkey has been hit with, man. All right. Now, there was a discussion among the Brotherhood how it's really it's like it's kind of weird or coincidental for lack of words for this to happen around because we know Turkey is planning on departing from NATO. All right, so for all these earthquakes to take place in Turkey and all these deaths to come to pass, man. Hey, but nonetheless, man, it's still the judgment. It's still the judgment of Yahweh Bashmi Ashai. All right. Like the Lord said, all right, it says, "For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places." Right, man, dealing with the pestilences. All right. This bird flu that could lead to infecting humans. Because what the how do I put this? The Divock, all right, for lack of better terms, the Divock one niner, all right, pandemic. Well, that started with what so-called bats, all right. Then it spread to the Chinese, and then the old people, all right. And then it got for some reason, all right, they claim that it got to us, man. All right. So just going, lining that up, and how that started with bats. This is starting with birds. It's highly possible, very possible, all right, that this could affect humans, man. All right. Um, Verse 8, it says, "All these are the beginning of sorrows," meaning with all these things coming to pass, man. All right, these wars and rumors of wars, right, these famines, these earthquakes, these various that Yahweh Bashmi Shai is bringing. All right, it says all these are the beginning of sorrows, meaning we're barely scratching the surface, with these things, because when you see these things pop up in the news or these things coming to pass, are just expected to just get worse, man. All right, just expect it to get worse. But without further ado, um, this is from a time or it says bird flu continues spreading beyond birds. Scientists worry it signals a growing threat to humans. All right. It says as a deadly form of avian influenza continues ravaging the world, infections among other animals, including various types of mammals more closely related to humans. It says throughout the last year, Canadian and U.S. officials detected highly pathogenic H5 um, in a range of species from bears to foxes. In January, France's National Reference uh, Laboratory announced that a cat suffered severe neurological symptoms from an infection in late 22, with the virus showing genetic characteristics of adaptation to mammals. It says most concerning, multiple researchers said was a large recent outbreak on a Spanish mink farm. Last October, farm workers began noticing a spike in deaths among the animals, with it says with sick minks experiencing an array of dire symptoms like loss of appetite, excessive saliva, bloody snouts, excuse me, bloody snouts, tremors, and a lack of muscle control. It says I wish I get this ad out the way. It says the culprit uh wound up being H5N1, marking the first known instance of this kind of avian influenza infection among farm minks in Europe, notes a study published in Euro Surveillance this month. It says our findings also indicate that an onward transmission, Salakia, says our findings also indicate that an onward transmission of the virus to other minks may have taken place in an affected farm, the researchers wrote. Eventually, the entire population of minks was either killed or culled, more than 50,000 animals in total. Says says that's a major shift after only sporadic cases among humans and other mammals over the last decade, according to Michelle Willie, a researcher at the University of Sydney who focuses on dynamics of wild bird viruses. It says this outbreak signals the very real potential for the emergence of mammal to mammal transmission, she said. Says she said in email correspondence with CBC News, it's only one farm, and notably none of the workers who all wore face shields, masks, and disposable overalls got infected. And you know, we can see what they're trying to do here when they said it's only one farm. Notably, none of the workers who all wore face shields, masks, and disposable overalls got infected. So, like they did with the Divock 1 9er pandemic, they force people to wear a mask because they put in the people's minds that wearing a mask will prevent them from catching the disease, man. All right, people wore a mask and still caught a disease, man. All right, so ain't no mask gonna protect you. It says but the concern now, said Toronto-based infectious disease specialist Dr. Isaac uh, Bagach. If this virus mutates in a way that allows it to become increasingly transmissible between mammals, including humans, it can have deadly consequences, since this is an infection that has epidemic and pandemic potential, he said. I don't know if people recognize how big a deal this is. All right, and that's at the end of the article. So I want to grab some precepts dealing with pestilence. All right, because the scriptures speak upon pestilence. And real quick, I want to grab the word pestilence first before we go any further. This is a fatal epidemic disease, especially bubonic plague. So pretty much no pestilence is going into disease, man. All right, disease is when your body is not at ease, man. All right, ultimately that's what these pestilences cause, man. All right. Um, let me see. This is second Ezra chapter 15, beginning of verse 5. It says, "Behold, said the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. For wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled." Right, man. All right, so the Lord said he would bring plagues upon the world. So the sword, famine, death, and destruction. Also pestilence, all right, is among the plagues that Yahweh Bashim Yashai is going to send in these last days. Also, this is the judgment of Yahweh Bashim Yashai for the wickedness that is transpiring in the earth, man. Like verse 6 says, "For wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and the hurtful works are fulfilled." All right, so ultimately what Yahweh Bashim Yashai is doing, all right, is letting everybody build up their tab, letting wickedness come to a full. All right, then the Lord is going to start, you know, executing judgment after judgment after judgment after judgment. Now we know Yahweh Bashim Yashai is executing judgment as we speak. All right, because when we go to the book of Zephaniah, chapter 3, and the Lord is in the midst thereof, he will not do iniquity. Every morning doth he bring his judgment to light. He faileth not, but the unjust knoweth no shame. Right, man. Yahweh Bashim Yashai is judging day in, day out, man. Every second, every minute, every hour. All right. Anybody who's committed wickedness, all right, can catch the judgment of Yahweh Bashim Yashai at any time, man. It says he faileth not because Yahweh Bashim Yashai executes all his judgments, but the unjust knoweth no shame, because ultimately, when individuals see these things come to pass, they don't consider that this is the judgment of Yahweh Bashim Yashai. All right, they just continue on in their wickedness, man. All right, these are really, man, are warnings to our people, man. All right, when the Lord sends forth judgments, hey, 2/3 of our people, they don't consider that this is the judgment of Yahweh Bashim Yashai. Are they going to continue in their wickedness, man? That's why Scripture said the unjust knoweth no shame. All right, because they don't consider this to be the judgment of Yahweh Bashmi Yashai. All right, but the elect, all right, they know that this is the judgment of Yahweh Bashmi Yashai. All right, they're able to see it. All right, ultimately, the elect's going to do things that will prevent them from being judged in such manner. All right, um, back to Second Ezra chapter 15 and verse 7. It says, "Therefore said the Lord, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit. Neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves." Because ultimately, hey, we know Yahweh Bashim Yashai is long suffering, man. But it's going to come a point in time where the Lord is just going to start judging, man. All right. Now, once again, we know the Lord is judging every day, but the judgment of Yahweh Bashim Yashai is going to increase, man. All right, the Lord's going to start, dealing out more judgments at a much more rapid rate, man. All right. It says, "I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit, neither will I suffer them in those things which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually." Right, man. Ultimately, hey, that's going to us Israelites, man. Ultimately, we're those that sigh and cry for the abominations that be done thereof in the city, man. All right. Lord will be of the elect, man. All right. The scripture says, "Shall not the Most High Yahweh Bashmi Yashai avenge his very elect?" All right. And you got Israelites, right, in the spirit world, are crying to the Heavenly Father, all right, to avenge them, all right, for the wrong that's been done unto them while they were on earth, man. All right, but point being, all right, Yahweh Bashmi Ashai is bringing all these plagues and judgment, man, all right, upon the world, or for the wickedness that is going on the earth, man. All right, now jumping down um to verse 49. It says, "I will send plagues upon thee, widowhood, poverty, famine, sword, and pestilence, to waste thy houses with destruction and death." All right, so ultimately, hey, these are all the judgments that Yahweh Bashmi Ashai. All right, point being the pestilence. All right, this bird flu, all right, could very likely, all right, transition to humans, man. All right, because that's how the Divok 19er happened, man. It went from bats to humans, man. All right. Um, bear with me one moment. Says that Jeremiah, it's either Jeremiah chapter 11 or Jeremiah 14. Yeah, I think it's Jeremiah 14. Yep, Jeremiah chapter 14. Excuse me. Jeremiah chapter 14 and beginning of verse 11. It says, then said the Lord Yahweh unto me, pray not for these people, for their good. Notice me, hey, at the end of the day, we're not supposed to be praying for two-thirds of our people because what does the Lord say in Second Ezra chapter 9? All right. Lords, we jump to Second Ezra 9. All right. Because there's stuff to go into. All right. Because we got these storms in Texas, man. All right. So this is Salakia. Grab the point real quick. This is excuse me. This is Second Ezra chapter 9, verse 13. It says, and therefore be thou not curious how the ungodly shall be punished and when, but inquire how the righteous shall be saved, whose the world is and for whom the world is created. So ultimately, you know, right now we're only concerned with the elect, man, because ultimately Yahweh Bashim Yashai is only saving the elect of the nation of Israel. All right, and we know the nation of Israel consists of these so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right, Yahweh Bashim Yashai is only considered a concern. So like Yahweh Bashim Yashai is only concerned with the elect of the nation of Israel, man. All right, two-thirds are going to die off, you know, according to prophecy. So also, we're not supposed to be praying for two-thirds of our people because their judgment is set. All right, the Lord has already determined their judgment. All right, we're supposed to be fishing for the elect. All right, because not all Israel is going to be saved on this side, but in the kingdom of heaven, all Israel will be saved. All right, but for now, it's just the elected nation of Israel. All right, got the 144,000 judges. All right, they got the innumerable multitude, which consists of men, women, and children. All right. Verse 12, it says, when they fast, I will not hear their cry. And when they offer burnt offering and an oblation, I will not accept them. So, hey, Yahweh Bashmi Ashai, when it comes to two-thirds of our people, all right, he's not going to accept their sacrifices, their prayers, their cries. No, none of that. Why? Because the doors of mercy are still open right now. All right, as the Lord has his men uploading these video epistles, are going out on the highways and byways preaching his word. All right, the doors of mercy are still open right now. But two-thirds of our people, what do they want to do? Scoff, mock, scorn the prophets. All right, mock the Lord and his word, man. All right, so ultimately, when Yahweh Bashmi outside starts bringing these plagues upon the world, all right, they're going to be consumed in them. All right, it says, but I will consume them by the sword and by the famine and by the pestilence. All right, so dealing with this avian influenza because ultimately this is a pestilence or a disease, man. All right, and we can expect many more diseases and pestilences to go forth in these last days. All right, but ultimately these are one of the ways, all right, by pestilence that Yahweh Bashmi Ashai is going to judge his people, along with the sword, along with famine, because hey, there's many ways, all right, that Yahweh Bashmi Ashai can judge, man. All right, but two-thirds of our people they're going to be consumed by these plagues, man. All right, why? Because they didn't want to take heed, all right, to the message that was coming out, the scriptures, man, while they had the time, or while they had the chance, man. Let me see. I think there's one in Ezekiel 14. This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 14, verse 19. It says, "Or if I send pestilence into that land and pour out my fury upon it in blood to cut off from it man and beast." It says, "Though Noah, Daniel, and Job were in it, as I live, said the Lord Yahweh, they shall deliver neither son nor daughter, but they shall deliver but their own souls by their righteousness." Also, we know in these days that Noah, Daniel, and Job represent the elect, because even though Yahweh Bashim Yashai is going to send famine, so the sword, death, destruction, or earthquakes in diverse places. Even though Yahweh Bashmi Ashai is going to send all these judgments upon the earth, all right, in these last days, what? His elect is going to be protected from all that, man. All right? Ultimately, Yahweh Bashmi Ashai is going to deliver them through all of that, man. This is a good one. So Jeremiah chapter 28, verse 8 says that the prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence. And that's what's going on now, man. All right, the Lord has sent forth his men to warn you of these things, man. All right. Once again, we're dealing with war. All right. Russia and Ukraine still going on it. Ultimately, everything is leading up until World War III, man. All right, which is going to cause the destruction of America. This end of evil going into bad times, like the scripture saying, Second Ezra chapter 8, verse 50. Many great miseries shall fall upon them in a latter times because they have walked in great pride. And what those evils or bad times consist of: famine, death, destruction. All right. Uh, 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 the Lord going to send out four spirits of vengeance, man. All right. Ultimately, how about Shemashai is going to bring, numerous evils, all right, upon individuals for their evil, man, or for their wickedness. All right. It says, and of pestilence, right? Going back into this avian influenza, which is a pestilence. All right. The Lord has sent forth his men to prophesy unto the house of Israel, first and foremost, because the Lord is only for the Israelites, and on this side, the elected nation of Israel, which once again, Israel consists of the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right, the Lord has sent forth his men to warn the house of Israel of these things, man. All right. So just like in times of old, when the Lord would send forth his his prophets, right, to prophesy against the kingdom, right, before the fall of that kingdom came to pass, that's what the Lord is doing in these times, man. All right, sending forth his men to prophesy against America, all right, before America is completely destroyed. All right. So that's the article dealing with the bird flu or avian influenza. Lord, I could put the link to these articles in the description box. You have the next article says developing 50 million under dangerous winter weather warnings. Texas braces for days of ice, power outages, and travel chaos. It says 50 million Americans winter weather watches and advisories Monday amid warnings of a prolonged and potentially significant icing event affecting at least 15 states. It says a swath of the nation from Texas to Ohio and Tennessee was bracing for days of treacherous travel conditions as an Arctic cold front swept down into the southern plains and mid south. The National Weather Service said since freezing rain totals could become significant across parts of central Texas, southwest Oklahoma, and central Arkansas. The Weather Service says the interaction of an of an Arctic air mass and moisture will set the stage for an expansive area of dangerous travel conditions early in the week. Weather Service meteorologist Craig to sleet and freezing rain, excuse me, sleet and freezing rain accumulations are likely to create widespread hazardous travel conditions for several days in a row. Says a 3 day ice accumulation could exceed a half inch over parts of central Texas and Arkansas. Parts of Tennessee could see more than a quarter inch of ice. In addition to the potentially hazardous travel conditions, scattered tree damage and power outages are possible, the Weather Service warned. It says in Maine, where temperatures are expected to dip as low as minus 14 degrees this week, since thousands of residents will begin receiving energy cost relief payments of Sunday, heavy rain and flooding in large parts of the Hawaiian lands. All right, real quick, I want to grab a couple of precepts because of the scripture speaks, all right, how the Lord will visit the earth by tempest, all right, and things of that nature. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 28, and verse 2. It says, Below, Slakia, excuse me. It says, Behold, the Lord hath a mighty and strong one, which as a tempest of hail, the destroying storm, as a flood of mighty waters overflowing, shall cast down to the earth with the hand. And like I said over in the article, talk about flooding in large part of Hawaiian land. So these storms, these this ice storm, are these winter weather warnings. All right, this is all the visitation, all right, with adjustment of Yahweh Bashmi Ashai. All right, let's go into that word tempest real quick. It says Zerum, and it says thunderstorm, flood of rain, downpour, rainstorm. It says a gush of water, flood, overflowing shower storm, tempest. See what the Common Dictionary has to say. It's a violent windy storm. This is a storm, hurricane, tornado, cyclone, typhoon. So, all these various storms, are the judgments or visitation of Yahweh Bashmi Yashai. All right. Um, let me see. Excuse me. Slide gamut and jump over to the next chapter. This is Isaiah chapter 29, verse 6. It says, Thou shalt be visited of the Lord of hosts with thunder, and with earthquake, and great noise, with storm and tempest, and a flame of devouring fire. So ultimately, backing up that Isaiah 8 and 2. All right. And there's other scriptures that speak upon, earthquakes, in diverse places and things of that nature, man. All right, but just going to back up to Isaiah 28 and 2, man. All right, these are all the judgments, all right, with the visitation of Yahweh Bashmi Ashai, all right, that he's going to perform, all right, in these last days. All right. Um, let's see. Finish off this article and then we'll hop into second Ezra 9. Let's see here. I read that. Read that. Okay. Um, says more than 1,100 flights, according to a flight tracking site FlightAware, were canceled Monday as icy weather hit. The U.S. flight delays also mounted as more than 5,400 flights in or out the U.S. were delayed. Says that most of the delays and cancellations are affecting Dallas Love Field and Dallas Fort Worth international airports in Texas. A large portion of Texas, including the Dallas Fort Worth area, Slovakia area, is under a winter storm warning until Wednesday. The Weather Service warned of treacherous road conditions and told travelers to be cautious while driving. Since dangerous travel conditions are expected during this time, with icy bridges, overpasses, and surface streets. The weather service said Monday. All right, so hey, we know that this is all the visitation of Yahweh Bashim Yashai, or whether it be by flood, whether it be by earthquake or the ice storm that went on over there in Texas, man. All right, this is all the judgment, aka visitation of Yahweh Bashim Yashai. All right, this is Second Ezra chapter 9 verse 1. Says he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. And when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. All right, how is Yahweh Bashim Yashai going to visit the world in these times? Verse 3. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people, or earthquakes and uproars of the people, right? The earthquake that just took place in um so like in Turkey. And I think another one, which was of a 3.8 magnitude. I think I just received this notification not too long ago that 3.8 took place. A 3.8 magnitude earthquake took place in New York. I'm not gonna get it, but just to make sure. It was reported about 3 hours ago. All right, 3.8 magnitude earthquake around Buffalo, New York. All right. So hey, the Lord is working up works or working His judgment, man, are all throughout the earth, man. Um, and it says uproars of the people. There was a recently protest going on in Atlanta. All right, let's see, lock here. So I believe this is it's 444 called by Yahweh Bashmi Ashai. Um, let's see. Okay, this is uproars of the people dealing with uproars of the people in Atlanta. All right. But these things are all signs are of the Lord's return, man. All right. Or signs that Yahweh Bashmi Ashai is visiting the earth, man. All right. Verse 4. This is then shalt thou well understand that the most high spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. All right, because as the scriptures say, all right, let's get it. What did the second Ezra just say? Let's read that verse again. It's verse 4. Then shalt thou well understand that the most high spake of those things from the days that are before thee. And here's the point. Even from the beginning, right? Says the Most High spake of those things from the days that are before thee, even from the beginning. This is Isaiah chapter 46, verse 10. It says, declaring the end from the beginning and from ancient times, things that are not yet done, saying, my counsel shall stand and I will do all my pleasure. So ultimately, hey, Yahweh Bashim Yashai has declared the end from the beginning, man. All right, everything is already planned. All right. It just has to play out. All right. It says, and from ancient times, the things that are not yet done. And what are the things not yet done? The prophecies that have yet to come to pass. All right. Because we have yet to see the a mandatory implementation of the C hip. All right, which is prophecy according to Revelation 13. All right. Um, Jacob's trouble is not a full blown scale yet. All right, we're in the beginning stages, but it's not full blown scale yet. All right. World War III, all right, has yet to come to pass. All right. and ultimately the return of our Lord Yahweh Shai, which is yet to come to pass, man. All right. So those are some of the things that are not yet done. But what did the Lord say? Saying, "My counsel shall stand, and I will do all my pleasure." Ultimately, all those prophecies are all the execution of those prophecies, man, are all the pleasure of Yahweh Bashmi Ashai. All right. As we read earlier in Isaiah chapter 55, the words Lord shall not come back unto him void. All right. So also the mandatory implementation of the sea hip is going to come to pass. All right. Jacob's trouble is going to come to pass. World War III is going to come to pass. All right. And the return of our Lord Yahweh Shai, which is the ultimate prophecy, that's going to come to pass. Um, Back to second Ezra chapter um 9 and verse 6. Slakia verse 5. It says, "For like as all that is made in the world hath a beginning and an end, the end is made manifest. And to be manifest means to be made known." Also, we know the end, all right, of this current age, this current aeon, this current world is made known, all right, through all these signs coming to pass. They be the earthquakes in diverse places, the famines, uproars of the people, our rumors of wars, all right. Verse 6, it says, "Even so, the times also of the highest have plain beginnings, and wonder and powerful works, and endings, and effects, and signs." Because ultimately, hey, the end is being shown. All right. We're nowhere in the end, all right, according to the signs that have been given unto us, man. All right. See if there's any more in that article. Um, nope, that was it. All right. So, Lord's will I put this in the description box. The link to this article in the description box. And last but not least, all right, we have a prophecy watch. Russia still working on historic meeting with Turkey, Iran, and Syria. It says Russia would like to bring together Turkey, Syria, and Iran in some kind of historic meeting. This could be a step towards normalization between Syria and Turkey. It says Turkey and Russia have been working on energy talks, and Turkey has acquired the S-400 from Russia. All right. Um, let's see here. All right. All right. So it's showing you that the let's see. So the S-400 is dealing with a missile system. So ultimately, Russia is supplying. All right. Um, let me see. Is supplying, all right, Turkey, all right, with military equipment. All right. Um, let me see. All right. So pretty much what the S-400 is dealing with is a missile system. All right, in which Russia has supplied unto Turkey. All right. So it says Turkey and Russia have been working on energy talks, and Turkey has acquired the S-400 from Russia. But for Russia, a shift in Turkey's policies in Syria will be a major game changer. Turkey is a member of NATO, but has worked to block Sweden and Finland from joining NATO, which potentially helps Russia. Says the time frame for a meeting of the foreign ministers of Russia, Syria, and Turkey has not been negotiated yet, but consultations on this issue continue. Uh, Mikhail Bogdanov, Russian deputy foreign minister and special presidential representative for the Middle East and Africa, said, as per Russian state media, TASS. It says, we are working on the issue of holding, um, excuse me, a ministerial meeting. We held consultations with delegations from Syria and Iran and are in contact with our Turkish partners through the embassies. This work continues, but there is no time frame yet. The official, excuse me, the official told TASS. According to this report, there are ongoing discussions about some kind of planned meeting in February. However, it isn't clear what might take place. Russian, Syrian, and Turkish defense ministers met in Moscow in December, a clear signal that Turkey is warming in its ties to both Moscow and Syria. All right. You know what? Let's just get this now. This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 38, verse 1. It says, "And the word of the Lord Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog." Now, who is this dealing with? Russia. All right. Real quick, I want to grab a couple maps. Okay. See if I can make slack it. Bear with me 1 second. Salaki, I'm trying to get a like a bigger image. Um, Matter of fact, let me zoom in real quick. See, it's not clear. Uh, Salaki, bear with me 1 moment. Okay, see if we can do this. All right, that's better. All right. So going back to Ezekiel chapter 38, verse 2 says, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog. All right. And then when we go to this map right here, all right, the land of Magog is over here. And real quick, I want to grab the second map. All right. So we can relate it to a uh, modern day map. All right. So you see Russia's right here. Then you have the Black Sea right here. All right. So we got Magog up in that same area. All right. So Magog would be Russia in today's time. All right. Then you have says that the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal and prophesy against him. You know, Meshach and Tubal would be dealing with those areas concerning Armenia. and Georgia. All right, let's see. So you got Meshach and Tubal right here. All right, and you have Georgia and Armenia right here. All right, and say, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal. And I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth, and all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords, because ultimately, Russia is the Lord is going to use Russia, all right, as the head of these nations to lead the charge forth, all right, against America in World War III. So ultimately, what Yahweh Bashmi Ashai is going to do, all right, is get them prepared for war, man. All right, put them in a warlike state. All right, so now we'll turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, because what the Lord was pretty much doing, all right, bringing Russia right back to that Soviet Union state, right? They were once in, man. All right, but ultimately, Yahweh Bashmi Ashai is getting these nations ready for war. All right, beginning with Russia. Verse 35, I mean, Slakia, verse 5. It says Persia, which is dealing with modern day Iran, Ethiopia, and Libya, with them, all of them with the shield and a helmet. Because ultimately, hey, they're going to aid in destroying America too, man. All right. It says Gomer and all his bands, the house of Tograma and of the north quarters and all his bands and many people with you. This is going and dealing with the area over there in Turkey, man. All right. You got Tograma and Gomer right here. All right. Also in the same area as what, man? Turkey. All right. Um, says verse 7 says, be thou prepared and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee. All right, and what's that going into, man? These nations that are going to be in league with Russia, all right, in World War III, man. All right, it says, and be thou a guard unto them, because Russia is pretty much, like a big brother, all right, unto these other nations, man. All right. Also, Russia once again is going to be the head and shooting these missiles over in America, man. All right. But Russia being a guard unto them, like it was stated earlier, Russia is pretty much like a big brother to these nations. All right, Russia's supplying, all right, these other nations with military equipment. All right, and they just supplied Turkey, I believe it was. Yep, they just supplied Turkey with the S-400 missile system, man. All right, but continuing on in the article, um, says let's see, did I read this? I think I left off right here. It says we are working on the issue of holding a ministerial meeting. We held consultations with delegations from Syria and Iran and are in contact with our Turkish partners through the embassies. This work continues, but there is no time frame yet, the official told TASS. Excuse me. This is according to this report, there are ongoing discussions about some kind of planned meeting in February. However, it is unclear what might take place. Russian, Syrian, and Turkish defense ministers met in Moscow in December, a clear signal that Turkey is warming in its ties to both Moscow and Syria. All right. Ultimately, hey, all these nations are going to turn against America, man. All right. What's the name of Turkey? Is going to turn from NATO, because when we go to the book of Obadiah, chapter 1, I'm straight to the point. Um, Obadiah chapter 1, verse 7. It says, all the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him. So ultimately, hey, all these nations that were once joined unto America, man, are joined unto Babylon, are they going to end up turning against America, man? All right, because why? All right, these nations are tired of America's various different wicked philosophies, doctrines, man. All right. So ultimately, hey, these nations are tired of America as a whole, man. All right, so ultimately, all these nations that were once with America, they're going to turn against them, man. All right, and shoot missiles over him. All right. So that's the end of this article. Lord, so I can put the link to this article in the description box. But grab a few more precepts, and then that'll be the lesson. Um, this is Joel chapter 3, verse 9. It says, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare a war. Wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. So ultimately, hey, all these nations, man, all right, they're getting ready for war. All right. All these nations are getting ready for war against America. Because World War III is going to come to pass, man. All right. And everybody's going to be against America. All right. Verse 10 it says, beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. So also, make your ain't gonna be no time, for farming, man. All right, get your weapons ready, man. All right, get all your swords ready, man. Because what you're going to war. All right, so let the weak say, I am strong. Because ultimately, what all these other nations are gaining, all right, military equipment, all right, which is adding to their so-called might, man. All right, ultimately, once again, all right, all these nations are going to be against America. All right, this is the book of Isaiah, chapter 13, and verse 17. That says, behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it. We know the Medes in today's time are to be the modern day Russians, man. All right, so ultimately, hey, they're not gonna care about any kind of currency, any kind of gold or silver, man. All right, what their goal to do, man, or what the Lord is gonna put in their hearts, man, is to destroy America, man. All right, along with the other nations that are backing up Russia. All right, they're going to be shooting missiles over here in America, man. All right, in verse 13, it says, their bows shall also dash the young men to pieces, and they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. It says, their eyes shall not spare children. So, also, hey, everybody's going to be catching it, man. All right, men, women, children. All right, when these missiles start flying over him, man. Ultimately, what this is the ultimate judgment of Yahweh Bashmi Ashai. All right, the destruction of America. All right. It says, and Babylon, we know Babylon to be modern day America, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees' excellency shall be as when Yahweh overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. All right, we know we're in spiritual Sodom, all right, according to Revelation, all right, 11 and 8, because as Sodom and Gomorrah I was set up as an example of how not to live. All right, so America. All right, and how was ancient Sodom and Gomorrah taken out? By way of fire and brimstone. And how will America be taken out? By way of fire and brimstone. All right. Ultimate destruction of America was going to come by way of those ICBM nuclear missiles. All right, verse 20. It says, it shall never be inhabited, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation. So ultimately, people are not going to inhabit the land of America once the destruction comes to pass. All right. Only these various different desert animals are going to inhabit this land. All right. It says, neither shall the Arabian pitch tent there, neither shall the shepherds make their fold there, because ultimately, once the destruction of America is coming to pass, man, ain't nobody gonna come over here to make profit off of this place, man. All right. Because ultimately, what America is a consumer nation. All right. So ultimately, these other nations, man, they're not going to be able to send over their products over here to America and make money anymore, man. All right. This is excuse me. This is Jeremiah 50:9. Um, it says, "For lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country, and they shall set themselves in array against her. Also, what is this going into, man? All right, first and foremost, dealing with Russia. All right, but you have all these other nations that are going to be backing up Russia. All right, China, Iran, all right, Ethiopia, Libya. All right, and they shall set themselves in array against her. From thence shall she be taken. Their arrows shall be as of a mighty expert man. None shall return in vain. So ultimately, hey, all the missiles that are going to be shot over here, all right, beginning with Russia shooting missiles over here, also the nations that are backing up Russia, they're going to shoot missiles over here. All right, none of those missiles are going to miss, man. All right, all the missiles are going to hit its target, man. Are pursuant to the book of Joel, chapter 2. All right. Um, and when we jump down to verse 22, all right, it says, a sound of battle is in the land and of great destruction. What is it talking about? What is it talking about right here? All right, World War III, which in the scriptures is known as Armageddon. All right. It says, how is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? How was Babylon become a desolation among the nations? Right, man. It says, how is the whole hammer of the earth cut asunder? Because Babylon is pretty much the driving force of the whole earth, man. All right, all the nations fall under the influence of America. All right, Babylon the Great. All right, Babylon has a spread its philosophies, doctrines, and religions across the whole earth, man. All right. So how has Babylon become a desolation? And it's going to become a desolation by way of those nuclear missiles, man. All right. It says, I have laid a snare for thee, and thou art also taken, O Babylon, and thou wast not aware. Thou art found and also caught because thou hast striven against the Lord. So ultimately, hey, the Lord has a heart in this devil's heart, man. Right, that they're going to be caught up in their own devices. Right, because ultimately, like the scriptures say in Isaiah 54, I have created the waster to destroy. All right. So Esau's device, man, is going to be used against them. What is that device, man? Going to those nuclear missiles, man. All right. Um, Salakia, verse 25 says, the Lord hath opened his army and hath brought forth the weapons of his indignation, for this is the work of the Lord Yahweh of hosts in the land of the Chaldeans. All right, also part of the armory, all right, part of the Lord's weapons of his indignation, man. All right, it's going to those nuclear missiles. All right. So not only are the nuclear missiles going to hit this place, man, but we also got Yahweh Shai, all right, and the angels coming back in chariots of Israel, all right, the chariots of heaven, all right, to render destruction in this place, man. All right. It says, for this is the work of the Lord Yahweh of hosts in the land of the Chaldeans. And we know ancient Chaldeans to be a high level witches and warlocks, man. All right, so ultimately, in today's times, man, all right, this is going to the upper echelon of the Edomites, man. All right, the elite banking family, man. All right, because what? Like the scriptures say, the earth is in the hand of the wicked, man. All right, they push forth their witchcraft through their media, all right, their food, all right, their wicked philosophies and doctrines, man. All right, they got majority of the people, all right, on the face of the earth under a spell, man. All right, by way of their witchcraft. Um, Slack with me one moment. Slakia. Joel 3 and 11 says, assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. And ultimately, who are the Lord's mighty ones, man? All right, the angels, man. All right, let's go into the angels of Yahweh Bashmi Ashai. Says, let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat or Yahweh Shaphat in the Hebrew. Says, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. Also, when you go into that word Yahweh Shaphat, right, which means Yahweh's judgment. All right. Ha wa Shapata. You put it together, it's Yahweh Shapat. Right, ultimately, and that area is over there, or the Levant region, right over there in the Middle East. All right. Um, going back to let me go over to the next chapter. This is Jeremiah. Let me see. I'll jump straight to the point. This is Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 11. It says, "Make bright the arrows, gather the shields." And we know arrows are in the scriptures to be synonymous with the missiles. All right. It says, "The Lord hath raised up the spirit of the kings of the Medes." All right. Once again, the Medes are dealing with the Russians, where his device is against Babylon to destroy it. Babylon, once again, being modern day America, just because it is the vengeance of the Lord, the vengeance of his temple. So ultimately, Yahweh Bashim Yashai is going to use Russia, right, as the head nation to lead the charge, all right, and shooting missiles over him, man. So ultimately, everything going on with these meetings, all right, you know, all this is lining up with prophecy, man. All right. But Lord's will this lesson was edifying to the body. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Hakudash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who were well and preached the truth and truth and sincerity. Shalom to the hopefully elect. And Lord's will see you in the next lesson. Until then, Shalom.